So I just pulled one of my sketchbooks off of the shelf and was thinking about going through it. One, I really like looking through old sketchbook art, or just old art in general. Shows a nice passage of time, but also how far I've come as far as improvement. And who's that? Always vigilant, always watching. So, he got fed yesterday, so he's not hungry. He's just being Elmer. This started in 2012 and finished in 2013 in a relatively quick amount of time for me. This only took, November, December, January, February, April, 6 months. So that's like, you know, it's a long time, but also a short time to finish all those pages, especially for me. Especially then, I didn't draw as much as I do now, but that being said, yeah, let's look at it right now. Okay, so cover, yay, very boring covers. I never decorated covers. Oh boy, it's so weird to see this style because I did not like my art at all at this point. But you can see I had this terrible problem with not filling in the pages. And like, if that's how your sketchbooks go, honestly, don't force it. Like, I really admired and looked up to the people that had the whole sketchbook. Like, either they had beautiful illustrations or they had just tons of sketches, tons of really great sketches. And I'm like, this is what I did. It's a lick of tongue and like the beginnings of something. But like, I'm just not happy with this. It's flat. I'm struggling with the form, with the shading. It's got a more interesting design choice, I think, in some areas, like the mouth, but that's it. Like, this is the tail squashed against the body. I can see that now. Like, I was just not happy with these, and you see I suffer from the same thing. This is very flat. There's not a lot of dimension. It's facing to the side. That's it. Same problem here. We've not even gotten to page 2. This is the back of the cover. Let's move on though. So I tried at some points doing some challenges, and I guess warning ahead of time that I do horror art and like body horror sometimes. I do creatures mostly. This I actually still like. This prompt is tireless, so it's some kind of like naked mole rat kind of fella, doing his thing, having a great time. Walking through a cave. There's some exploratory sketches with his body here in movement. I still like this guy. Definitely resembles my old style more so than now. This guy's prompt was The Fallen. So I did like a sketch of a knight that had died or something in a forest, and his armor was reanimated. Which reanimated armor isn't original, but I think it was fun to have a twist on it with the kind of material versus natural elements blending together. So I do still enjoy that sketch a bit. I might want to redo that actually. His form's neat too. Oh gosh, here's another example of no sketches on a whole entire blank page. There's an ear. Good job, past me 6 years ago. This is an Elite from Halo sketch, and yeah, I remember being distinctly not happy with that. Interesting kind of insectoid dragon, which I definitely had more variety in my shapes back then, but I think it's because I didn't even know what I wanted out of my creature designs. It was just all kind of bleh. Like, you can see I started as a sketch with a pencil and then didn't even know what I was doing. I tacked on with a pen, kind of, here it is. Like, there's no understanding of I'm just roasting myself here, but there's no understanding of like the anatomy of the insects I was trying to recreate, or even I wasn't even basing it off of any insects, and which is totally fine. But you can see it's very not rooted in, it's not grounded in reality at all. It's not realistic. You don't have to copy an existing animal, but pulling elements from existing animals really helps push your design, and from the realm of I drew this in 2012 and didn't know what I was doing, I was a child, to this is a solid concept. And like I was showing, there's Pikachu and Geodude and Meowth just doing some stuff there. Here's a very ornate looking dragon and his person sitting on like a deck where the dragon would wait while the rider went into town. I do like this guy still. He's very not confident, and you can see I made a mistake of kind of detailing certain areas of the piece at a time, which you're really supposed to go over all of the piece at once and detail all at once. So I should have had blue everywhere and the red and yellow everywhere, and then gotten into the fine fur kind of feathery textures. Just look at that little goofy face. He's a goofy. That would have made the piece more cohesive at the end, but I still do kind of like his pose and his armor, kind of just his face as in general. He was a fun guy to do. Another victim. Oops, I'm turning my phone sideways. Glad I caught that before too long. Another victim of blankenness. Tokay gecko that I drew based off of a friend's gecko when he lost her, which was very sad. But I wanted to do a little happy dainty gecko. Some more sketches. This is based off of like a shower curtain, or like, you know, one of those curtain rods where the blinds are like sliding back and forth, or the curtains, hence the name. Kind of a swan lady character. Again, another like me starting something. This is when I pretty much only ever did sketches. For the longest time, I never did anything beyond sketches, which is totally fine. But I knew eventually that I needed to buckle down, and eventually I just got used to pushing myself past the sketch stage. But as you can see, there was a slight effort there. I do like the pose on this still. I'm glad I managed to get out of that everything facing left pretty quickly. A postal service guy. No reference, obviously. He's quite malformed. I was really proud of this at the time, though. I think it was a good venturing into utilizing shading for form as opposed to line work, although I do still see quite a bit of line work going on there. But he's an interesting guy. Getting a little more brave with my colored pencils here, which I don't do a lot of colored pencils anymore. I actually filled in the areas very solidly, which I don't know if that's good or not. I just don't have a lot of the white spots showing through, but there's a big old mouth. Some helmets I had done. I'm gonna take a pause because I'm running out of space here. I'm gonna get these on my computer and be right back.